Hello. You may or may not know me. I destroy homes. I tear families apart. I'll take your children, and that's just the start. I'm more precious than diamonds, more valued than gold. The sorrows I bring are a sight to behold. If you need me, I'm easily found. I'm all around you in every city and in every town. I live with the rich and I live with the poor. I live down the street and even next door. I'm made in a lab, not just the kind you think. I can be made under the kitchen sink. I can be made in the closet or in the woods. If this doesn't scare you to death, it certainly should. I have many names, but you know me best. We'll use my basic name. They call me drugs at best. My powers are awesome. Just try me and see. Try me twice, and your soul belongs to me. Once I possess you, you'll steal and you'll lie. You'll do whatever it takes just to get high. The crimes you'll commit for the high and the fame will be worth more millions once I get in your veins. You'll lie to your mom and steal from your dad. When you see the tears in their eyes, you won't even be sad. You'll forget the morals and how I'm raised once I teach you my worthless ways. I'll take your friends, your control, your pride, but I'll always be with you right by your side. You'll give up your friends, your family, your home. When you run out, you'll be all alone. I'll take and I'll take till there's nothing to give. And when I'm through, you'll be lucky if you live. You can try me for fun, but I'm really no game. Given the chance, I'll drive you insane. I'll give you nightmares while you lie sweating in bed. I'll be the evil voices inside your head. You shouldn't have tried me. How many times were you told? But you challenged my powers. How could you be so bold? You wouldn't say no, you just could have walked away. If you could do it all over again, what would you say? I'll be your master, you'll be my slave. Don't fear being lonely. I'll walk with you to your grave. I'll show you more pain than your deepest betrayal. So come take my hand as I lead you to hell.
My name is Alexys Campbell, and I'm 31. I am a recovering addict. My choice of drug was tramadol. Tramadol is a narcotic. It is used for pain and a number of other things. It started off when I got my tonsils removed. They gave me liquid Lortab. Liquid Lortab is also an opiate. At that time, I didn't know what I was doing. They gave it to me for the pain, but I noticed that I liked the feeling that it gave me. So as time went on, as time progressed, I looked at it as it was a social drug, a social thing. Everybody else had their own choice of drug, and so did I. Then I noticed that it got to the point where if I didn't have any, like I said, I was getting a prescription for the tramadol for certain health issues that I was experiencing. So therefore, when my stash ran out and my connect didn't have any, I had a new little finesse movement I would do. I would go to local, hospitals or local clinics and, complain about, oh, my back hurt, oh, my knee hurt, and get me a prescription of tramadol. So I started doing that for a good little while. Roughly for 2 years, I was dibbling and dabbling back and forth from going to the hospitals or, getting them from other people, getting my own prescription from the doctors. Then I started to become dependent. I didn't know what was going on. When I had the tramadol, I felt like Superwoman. I was down to do whatever. You want to go out? Or, oh yeah, I'll do your hair. I was cleaning up my house from top to bottom. I just felt free. Nothing bothered me. I wasn't frustrated. My kids always had my full attention. It just felt good. It just felt good to not have a care in the world until I started to hit rock bottom. Noticing when I didn't have the tramadol, how bad I would feel. Like I said, the headaches, the chills, the cold sweats, not being able to fully do for my children as I often would have. It only got worse. Time and time again, when I didn't have the tramadol or a replacement, the withdrawal got worse. I also deal with mental health, so dealing with mental health as well as full-blown withdrawal, they don't go hand in hand. On this day, I was in full-blown withdrawal for 4 days. By the 4th day, I hadn't had any sleep. I still couldn't find any tramadol. And worst of all, I was contemplating suicide. I thought about driving my car to the James River Bridge and jumping off of it. I was tired. I was fed up. I was tired of this chasing this high that only lasted a few hours, chasing this high that didn't do me any good. Being high for a couple of hours, it seemed like it took away my problems, but all it did was numb it for the moment and masked it. I thought about my children. I thought about how, they would be better off without me. In all reality, that was just my addiction talking. They need me. So on that day, I called Right Path Treatment Center and asked for an appointment. That day, they told me that my appointment wouldn't be until the following week. I told the lady, "Ma'am, I'm not going to make it." She placed me on hold, came back, and asked me if I could be there that same day at noon. And that was the beginning of my journey of getting clean. Starting treatment, I was nervous. I was scared. I, didn't want anybody else to know. I didn't want the judgment. It wasn't pretty. It was very ugly in the beginning. I was nervous. I was afraid that going through this journey, I was going to be sick. That was my main concern. Getting clean, I didn't want to go through the withdrawal. I didn't want to feel that I just didn't want to feel that feeling. So I got it together. I started going to Right Path Treatment Center once a week, which consists of drug tests and group meetings. At first I was shy just because it was a new surrounding. This was something new, but I knew deep down inside I wanted this. I had to accept my new norm and wear it and live in my truth. Couldn't nobody get clean but me, and I had to do it for me. So went from once every week, then I went every other week, and now I go once a month. Sitting amongst other addicts showed me that I wasn't alone, showed me that I was like a lot of other people. Many of us out here have an addiction and are in denial, scared, don't know where to go, don't know who to turn to.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move.
Mentally, at this point, I was drained. I was tired. I was tired. Mind you, this wasn't my first time going through withdrawal. I had been on this roller coaster dealing with withdrawal, then pills, then withdrawal, then pills for almost like 2 years. Each time I was going through withdrawal, it just got worse. So like I said, at this time, I was drained. I was over it. You know, I didn't want to go through this anymore. I didn't want to go back to the pills. I didn't want to live that life no more. I didn't want to fight that fight. I didn't want to chase that high. I just wanted it to be over. I wanted it to be normal. My normal is waking up with my children every day without having to take any pill to feel normal, you know, as in to be able to get throughout the day without feeling sick, without being nauseous, without being jittery, without sweating. I didn't want to live that life. I didn't want that anymore. So I knew that at this point, being in this program was my new norm. And I was going to do what needed to be done to get clean. However many times they needed me to pee in a cup, I was going to pee in that cup. However many group meetings and one-on-one meetings that I had to do, that's what I had to do to overcome this sickness, this disease, this monster. This is what I call it. Having this addiction affected me a lot, not just physically, but mentally. Dealing with my own separate mental illness and then having an addiction, it lowered my self-esteem when I was going through withdrawal. That is, lowered my self-esteem. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel good about my image. I felt worthless. I didn't feel like I was worthy to be there for my kids or to even, you know, be their mom. I felt like I failed them. I felt like, you know, I felt like I failed at life. I felt like the world and my children was better off without me. Now, when I was high, of course, I feel like I said, keep saying I feel like Superwoman. You know, you couldn't tell me anything. I felt like I had everything down packed, everything all together. You know, I was doing it. But in reality, everything was just being masked. Everything was just being numb at the moment. So, like I said, it affected me in many ways. Also with relationships with my friends, relationships, you know, with a significant other. You know, a lot of people doesn't perceive this as an addiction. They just look at it as a social drug and feel like because they can afford it, that nothing's wrong with it. But during that moment of that time in my life, I was going through it. Other people that I was around, they didn't understand, and I had to take time out for me to get me together. Times where I didn't want to be bothered. Then it was times where I felt like that I was being left out, or they wasn't being considerate of my feelings. They didn't know the severity of what I had going on. Times I'll be closed off because I didn't feel like I could trust anybody. But really it was I wasn't trusting myself. I allowed my addiction to cloud my judgment and to come in between friendships that I had with other people. But all in all, they still didn't know or understand the depth of my addiction, what was really going on or what was behind my addiction, what was the reason of me choosing my choice of drug, why was I taking it, how it made me feel, if I was going to get clean or do better. So it is good to have someone around you that you can trust, that you can talk to so they can understand what you're going through. Sobriety isn't easy. It's not. But we all come to a time where we got to make a choice. Time doesn't wait on no one. And addiction, you don't want that for the rest of your life. And your kids need you if you have them. Your loved ones. So, if you have people in your corner that you trust, that you can talk to, be open with them. Be transparent. It's okay. You're not alone. Everyone, out here that does, whether it's tramadol, like I said, Percocet, oxycodone, syrup, lean, cups, all of that. Try stop taking that for 2 to 3 days and then tell me how you feel. You feel that headache? You got the runs yet? Or do you got the cold sweats? No, you don't got the flu. It's not COVID. It's withdrawal. Going to Right Path Treatment Center not only helped with the withdrawal side of addiction, it also helped with the mental and emotional side as well. Speaking with my therapist and allowing myself to be vulnerable and transparent in my addiction. Going to the treatment center for almost 4 years. This month, February 2022, will be 4 years that I, Alexys Campbell, have been clean of all opiates. No tramadol, no Percocet, no cup, no nothing. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Recovery isn't hard. It's all in what you make it. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for you. It's a lot of us out here that have an addiction. My choice may just be different than yours. But we are young. We too young to be walking around with bags under our eyes and skin and stuff toe up and weight fluctuating, looking like we being slow cooked in the crock pot because our addiction then got out of control. So if I can do it, you can do it. During my addiction and my recovery, a few things that I like to touch bases on is your strength, mental and emotional, determination, the determination to want better, the determination to break that cycle, the determination to want change, the willpower and strength to fight against old habits. Sometimes we have to cut off people, places, and things that serves us no purpose. It's hard, but you gotta be about your recovery. And if you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna be about it. And you're gonna go about it the right way. Those around you may not understand, and they may not agree. But during your recovery, you have to put you first, and only you. Only you can get you out of this situation. And just always remember that you're not alone. Nobody can tell you how to feel. Because I promise you, if you look to your left and then look to your right, I guarantee you that both of those people may be fighting their own addiction silently. you were just bold enough to go get help?
You made it, yeah.